In the vast silence of space, where Earth hangs like a fragile blue light against an endless black sky, humanity is preparing to take one of its most ambitious steps in generations. A step not just back to the moon, but forward into a new era of exploration. At the center of this moment is NASA. After decades of technological development, setbacks, breakthroughs, and renewed determination, NASA is now on the edge of launching humans beyond low Earth orbit once again, farther than any crew has traveled in more than 50 years. The mission is called Artemis II, and it represents the first time since the end of the Apollo program that astronauts will journey toward the moon. But this is not simply a return to what once was. It is something far more ambitious, a foundation for what comes next. The Artemis program is designed to do what Apollo never could: create a sustained human presence beyond Earth. Not just brief missions, not just flags and footprints, but long-term exploration, infrastructure, and eventually a pathway to Mars. Yet before astronauts can land on the moon again, every system must be tested under real conditions. Every risk must be understood. Every detail must be proven. That is the purpose of Artemis II. Unlike Artemis I, which successfully completed a journey around the moon without a crew, Artemis II will carry 4 astronauts aboard. They will be the first humans to venture into deep space since 1972. Their spacecraft is called Orion, a next-generation crew capsule built to sustain human life far beyond Earth's protective orbit. Inside Orion, astronauts will rely on advanced life support systems, navigation controls, and communication technologies designed for long-duration missions. Everything they need to survive, air, water, temperature control, must function perfectly. Because once they leave Earth orbit, there is no quick way home. Their journey will begin atop the Space Launch System, the most powerful rocket NASA has ever built. Standing nearly 100 meters tall, the rocket is an engineering achievement decades in the making. Its engines, derived from a space shuttle program, combined with massive solid rocket boosters, will generate an immense amount of thrust. At liftoff, the energy released will be so intense that it can be felt miles away. The ground will tremble, the air will roar, and within minutes, the astronauts will be traveling faster than 28,000 kilometers per hour, breaking free from Earth's gravitational pull. Reaching orbit is only the first step. After circling Earth, Orion will perform one of the most critical maneuvers of the mission, a translunar injection burn. This precisely timed engine firing will send the spacecraft out of Earth orbit and onto a trajectory toward the moon. It is a moment where everything must go right. A slight miscalculation could alter the entire mission. As Orion moves farther away, Earth will begin to shrink behind the crew. What was once a vast world will become a distant sphere, then a glowing disk, then a small, pale dot in the darkness. This is the threshold of deep space, a region few humans have ever experienced. Outside the spacecraft, conditions are extreme. Radiation levels increase. Temperatures swing violently between heat and cold. There's no atmosphere, no protection. Inside Orion, the astronauts will be conducting tests, monitoring systems, and preparing for the most distant portion of their journey. Communication delays will become noticeable. Even a few seconds of delay can change how mission control and astronauts interact. Every command, every response, becomes part of a carefully timed exchange. As they approach the moon, the crew will witness a view that only a handful of humans in history have ever seen. The far side of the moon, a rugged, heavily cratered landscape that never faces Earth. Silent, ancient, unchanged for billions of years, Orion will swing around the moon in a wide arc, using its gravity to slingshot back toward Earth. During this flyby, the spacecraft will travel farther than any human mission ever has, reaching distances of nearly 500,000 kilometers from Earth. At that distance, Earth becomes something else entirely. Not a place, but a point of light. A reminder of everything humanity has ever known. Everything the astronauts have ever loved, contained in a single distant glow. But Artemis II is not just about the experience, it is about validation. Every system on board Orion will be pushed to its limits. Astronauts will take manual control of the spacecraft at times, ensuring that human pilots can intervene if automated systems fail. They will test guidance systems, evaluate life support performance, and monitor how the spacecraft behaves in deep space conditions. One of the most critical phases will come during the return journey. Re-entry. As Orion speeds back toward Earth, it will hit the atmosphere at over 40,000 kilometers per hour. At these speeds, friction with the atmosphere generates temperatures approaching 3,000 degrees Celsius. Hotter than molten lava, hotter than most metals can withstand. To survive, Orion is equipped with a specially designed heat shield, one of the most advanced ever built. It will absorb and dissipate the heat, protecting the crew inside. If everything works as planned, the spacecraft will slow down, deploy parachutes, and gently splash down in the ocean. A safe return, a successful mission, and a gateway to the next step. That next step is Artemis III, a mission that aims to land humans on the moon once again. But this time, the goal is not temporary exploration. It is permanence. NASA plans to target the moon's south pole, a region unlike the areas explored during Apollo. Here, deep craters remain in permanent shadow, shielding them from sunlight for billions of years. Inside these craters, scientists believe there are deposits of water ice. This ice could be one of the most valuable resources in space. It can be melted into drinking water, split into hydrogen and oxygen for breathable air, or converted into rocket fuel. This means the moon could become more than a destination. It could become a base, a refueling station, a launching point for missions deeper into the solar system, including Mars. The Artemis program is not being built by NASA alone. It represents a new model of exploration, one built on global collaboration. Space agencies from multiple countries are contributing technology, hardware, and expertise. Private companies are also playing a critical role. Among them is SpaceX, which is developing a version of its Starship spacecraft to serve as a lunar lander. This partnership between public and private sectors marks a shift in how humanity approaches space exploration. Faster, more flexible, more ambitious. But despite all the innovation and preparation, spaceflight remains dangerous. There are no guarantees. Every phase of the mission carries risk, from the explosive power of launch, to the isolation of deep space, to the intense heat of re-entry. Even small failures can have serious consequences. That is why Artemis II is so important. It is not just a mission, it is a test of everything. A test of technology, a test of human endurance, a test of our ability to go further than we have in generations. As launch day approaches, anticipation continues to build. Around the world, millions of people will be watching, waiting for ignition, waiting for liftoff, waiting for the moment when humanity once again leaves Earth behind and reaches for the moon. For some, it will echo the past. Memories of Apollo, of grainy black and white images, of the first human steps on another world. For others, it will be entirely new, a glimpse into the future, a future where humans do not just visit space, but live in it, work in it, explore it as part of everyday existence. And for the astronauts aboard Artemis II, it will be something deeper than history or technology. It will be personal. A journey into the unknown, a mission that carries not only scientific goals but human dreams. Because this is more than a return to the moon. It is a transition from exploration to presence, from short visits to long-term survival beyond Earth. And as Orion completes its journey, looping around the moon and heading home, it will carry more than data, more than proof of concept. It will carry momentum. Momentum toward a future where humanity expands beyond a single planet, where the moon becomes a second home, and where Mars is no longer just a distant idea, but a reachable destination. In the silence of space, as the spacecraft glides through the darkness, one thing becomes clear. This is not the end of a journey that began with Apollo. It is the beginning of something much larger, a new era, a new frontier, and a new chapter in the story of humanity. Because the question is no longer whether we can go back to Moon, but how far we are willing to go beyond it. And Artemis II is the moment that journey truly begins.